Hello my friends, it's good to be with you again. After my last video in which I announced the launch of my new book, Never on Bended Knees, the place which I rented for the event, Lifelong Learning Institute, suddenly cancelled my booking, which left me scrambling to find a new venue. And so I find myself having to make this video to inform you of the change in venue, which is now at the SDP's office. And this is not the first time that something like that has happened. But somehow we've come to expect government agencies to discriminate against citizens whose views don't correspond with the PAP's, especially members of opposition parties. This is not right, and we cannot accept this as the norm. It reminds me of America during the days of segregation in the 1950s and 60s, where black Americans were made to sit at the back of the bus so that they didn't mix with white people. After years of this practice, African Americans began to think that it was the rightful place to be at the back of the bus, and they accepted their position. That is, until those who knew better started fighting back. Now, this type of thinking is also very prevalent in modern Singapore. We've come to accept that public bodies can discriminate against the opposition. Now, on a bigger scale, we think that it's all right that the government discriminates against opposition-held constituencies by holding public funds. We think it's perfectly normal for our elderly to slog it out, cleaning tables and washing toilets at hawker centres and selling cardboards just to eke out a living when ministers make the kinds of salaries that they do. And then we say, bo pian, when the government decides to break its promise and refuse to return our CPF funds at the age of 55. No, we must not think that we don't have a choice and that things must be the way they are just because the PAP says so. We must fight back like those people who were forced to sit at the back of the bus. We must reclaim our rights as citizens of this country. And as citizens, we are the boss. And as the boss, the servant cannot bully us and cannot beat us into submission. I'll talk more about this matter at the launch this Saturday, 26th of January at 2 p.m. Come by and get a copy. As I mentioned in my last video, writing and selling books is how I make a living and allows me to continue working with the SDP on a full-time basis. We must change Singapore for the better. It is change that our country desperately needs. I hope to see you at the launch, and until then, take care.